Every meal starts in the kitchen. But do you know the right words in English for what you do there? Today we are learning 20 kitchen and cooking phrases that native speakers use every single day. These are real words from a real kitchen. Let's cook. I chop up vegetables before I start cooking. To chop up vegetables means to cut them into smaller pieces using a knife. I boil water before I add the pasta. To boil water means to heat it until it reaches 100 degrees and starts bubbling. I heat up food when I do not have time to cook. To heat up food means to warm it again after it has already been cooked. I always wash up dishes right after eating. To wash up dishes means to clean your plates, cups, and pots with soap and water. I wipe down the counters after every meal. To wipe down the counters means to clean the kitchen surfaces with a damp cloth. I pour the drinks just before we sit down to eat. To pour the drinks means to fill glasses with a liquid such as water, juice, or any other beverage. I peel the vegetables before I chop them up. To peel the vegetables means to remove the outer skin using a peeler or a knife. I stir the pot every few minutes so nothing burns. To stir the pot means to move the contents around with a spoon to mix them and prevent burning. I always season the food before I serve it. To season the food means to add salt, pepper, herbs, or spices to improve the flavor. I drain the pasta as soon as it is cooked. To drain the pasta means to pour it into a colander to remove the hot water after cooking. I slice the bread just before we eat. To slice the bread means to cut it into even pieces using a bread knife. I crack an egg into the bowl and mix it well. To crack an egg means to break the shell open so the inside falls into a bowl or pan. I always preheat the oven before I put anything in. To preheat the oven means to turn it on and let it reach the right temperature before you start cooking. I set the table while the food is still cooking. To set the table means to arrange the plates, cutlery, and glasses ready for a meal. I serve the food as soon as everyone is at the table. To serve the food means to bring it to the table and put it on people's plates ready to eat. I cover the pot and let it simmer for 20 minutes. To cover the pot means to place a lid on top to keep the heat and steam inside while cooking. I grate the cheese and sprinkle it on top. To grate the cheese means to rub it against a grater to break it into small, thin pieces. I always rinse the vegetables before I use them. To rinse the vegetables means to wash them quickly under running water to remove dirt. I mince the garlic and add it to the pan. To mince the garlic means to chop it into very tiny pieces using a knife. I simmer the sauce on low heat for 30 minutes. To simmer the sauce means to cook it gently on low heat so it bubbles slowly without boiling. That is your kitchen and cooking vocabulary in English. 20 phrases from a real kitchen. Use these words next time you cook.
If this helped you, subscribe for more daily English lessons. See you in the next one.